dear divine beings. I'm just gonna wait a little bit and see if we have anyone that comes and joins us. I have just was sitting here doing a bit of research and I thought, oh, let me come on here on live. And yeah, as always, I will save this little live. I've got a few YouTube lives in that little live playlist now, so if you feel called to, do go ahead and have a look to see what else I have in that playlist. The sun, oh my gosh, I literally can just see the sun coming out through the clouds now. It's so beautiful. But I'm just here drinking some cacao. And today is my first day of my bleed. So I wanted to come on here and talk about us as women, those of us with wombs, those that still bleed, and even if you know of a woman that bleeds, just how important it is to really first off know about your cycle and know about the different phases and align your life to that. I'll probably speak into more of the menstrual phase today because it is the first day of mine today, which is our inner winter. So we have 4 phases. The menstrual part is called the inner winter. When we come out of that, we go into our follicular phase, which is our inner spring. Then we move into our ovulation, which is our summer, and then into our luteal phase, which is our autumn or our fall. And I just wanted to talk about the flow of life and the flow of the seasons, and how important it is, us as women, those of us that bleed, to really align ourselves with our inner cycle, with our inner seasons, because this determines how much energy we have within our bodies, within our systems, and how when we become aware of the energy that we hold in different seasons of our cycle, then it makes it a lot easier to navigate this world. So today is day 1 of my winter season, my inner cycle, and just drinking on some cacao and just really going in for some self-nurturing, self-love, and just relaxing, really taking this time to just be and be present. And it is just so important to take that time. I know some of us are a bit busier with children and that sort of stuff, but it is just so important to take even like a small amount of time, take that time to sit, be still, and because our minds are working in such a different way during this time. I tried to do a bit of more computer work, but my mind is no, my mind at the moment is in research, is in dreaming, is in reflection at this time of the month, during this winter season, during this menstrual phase. So I just wanted to speak into how important it is to align ourselves with that, with which particular phase you are in your cycle. I know that through doing my research with a lot of indigenous cultures, at times I would gather in moon huts and gather together and just really take that time to be with each other, because back in the day a lot of women would bleed together and with the moon cycles, and it was a very sacred spiritual time for us women to go within and allow ourselves to be open to receiving guidance from the universe, God, source, ancestors, whatever it was. And it is a very sacred time to be doing that. So if you're kind of not aware of which part of your cycle you're in, say you do go into your winter phase and you start bleeding and you have organized events and you're supposed to be out and about, that's not the best time to be doing those sorts of things, because it is a time to be going within, to be still, to journal, to meditate, to just be with yourself, to allow what needs to come through. And it's also a time for releasing what no longer serves us physically, emotionally, spiritually. It is a powerful time of releasing. Um, when we bleed, we release, and it's yeah. As I've gone along my journey, I've been learning about how true this really is, and it's interesting actually if I reflect on it now. Like the further along I've gone on my journey, I feel like my period hasn't been as like painful, because I guess I am looking after myself a lot better, like giving myself the herbs that I need at different phases of the month, eating specific foods that allows myself to really um, let my body do what it knows to do through this sort of time of release during this period phase, during this inner winter, this menstrual phase. So I'm just super grateful to be a woman, to be like, it's such a powerful thing, and learning more about my womb and my inner portal, it's like makes me realize like, wow, how truly powerful us as women, us as the feminine really are. And when you come back to this realization, it's like, whoa, you kind of start to, well, for me anyway, I really reflect on the women in my lineage, my ancestors, and from the Solomon Islands on my dad's side, and my Irish granny, my Scottish granddad. I think about all the women that have come before me, and just how powerful they were, and just how amazing they were, because they lived, they survived, and if it wasn't for them, I literally wouldn't be here. And how crazy is it to think, like, whoa, if it wasn't for like my ancestors, those that came before me, like I wouldn't be here. And your ancestors, your great grandparents, your great 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 grandparents, if they didn't exist, if they didn't survive, if they didn't reproduce, you wouldn't be here. So isn't it so magical to think how special you are? um but yeah, I think about my female ancestors and just how powerful they are. And yeah, it's just so beautiful to be here on this earth right now and just experiencing this divine feminine rising. And it all starts internally, when we come back home to ourselves as women. We rediscover the powers of our wombs, of our portals. It's like we awaken something that has been dormant, and we come back to our inner wisdom and our inner power. And yeah, we activate something so powerful. And yeah, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful experience to be experiencing. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to really speak into today. Us as women, us as the divine feminine, us with wombs, us that still bleed, how important it is to really take the time to go within, take the time to rest during your bleed, during your inner winter phase, during your menstrual phase of your cycle, because this is such a powerful, sacred time of the month for you to allow yourself to be open to receiving any information, any downloads, any wisdom, any foresights, any visions that may be trying to come through to you. But if you're sort of busy doing things, not allowing yourself to sit and be, you won't be open to receiving those things. And those things are important for receiving for you in your life, and also for the collective. So, dear women, dear divine feminine beings, take time to rest, take time to look after yourself. I've got a nice cup of cacao on my day one of my bleed, and yeah, just been watching some videos, doing some nice researching, and just got some comfortable clothes on. And life is good life is good when you become more and more aligned with who you are, your truth, and yourself. And it's just even more cooler. Yeah, when you know that there's no end to this this ever um, this ever flowing, ever growing evolution. It never ends. So be open to growing, flowing, receiving the insights, um, and being. Sending you all so much love on this day, and have a beautiful day. Bye.